Have you ever noticed how desperately the mind runs? Always searching, always longing, always wanting. You chase happiness, yet it slips through your fingers. You chase love, yet it hides in the shadows. Why? Because you have never discovered the art of stillness. Stillness is not absence. Stillness is presence. Stillness is not emptiness. Stillness is fullness. And paradoxically, the moment you try to grasp it, it disappears. You live your life in a frenzy, caught between memories that no longer exist and fears that have not yet arrived. You think motion will bring clarity. You think doing will solve your being. But the miracle, the absolute miracle, lies in stopping. The mind resists. The ego whispers, you must achieve, you must become, you must earn. And yet the deeper truth, the hidden truth is that all seeking ends when you are silent, when you are still. Let us sit together for a moment. You, me, and the space between our thoughts. Can you feel it? The pause before the next thought arises? That pause is eternity. That pause is life in its purest form. Humans are strange creatures. You are constantly trying to fill a void that can never be filled with objects, achievements, or people. You look outside when the treasure is inside, and inside there is nothing to do, only to be. Let me tell you a story. There was once a river flowing endlessly, rushing past rocks, leaping over obstacles, believing that movement itself was life, and then one day it reached the ocean. The river realized that the ocean was not achieved by moving. The ocean was already here, always present. The river only had to merge, surrender, and be. This is the miracle of stillness. It is not about effort. It is about recognition. It is not about reaching. It is about noticing. And you are always reaching, always chasing, always missing the simplest miracle, the miracle of now. Let us speak of the mind. The mind is a clever thief. It steals your presence. It deceives you into thinking that tomorrow is real and yesterday is important. And while you are busy with the illusion, life slips silently past. The first truth of stillness is this: the mind is never still because it does not know its home. You, however, are already home. You do not need to search. You do not need to accumulate. You do not need to fix anything. The second truth, the ego thrives on motion. The ego lives in doing. It thrives on anxiety, on tension, on seeking. And when you stop, the ego panics. You will feel restless. You will feel empty. This is a sign you are entering the miracle. The third truth in stillness, love arises naturally. Not the possessive, demanding love, but the infinite, observing, giving love that is beyond attachment. In stillness, you do not hold. You do not grasp. You simply flow. When you flow, love flows. The fourth truth, stillness is not a technique. It is not a meditation you perform. It is the very fabric of your being. Every heartbeat, every breath, every pause between thoughts is stillness waiting to be realized. Now let us integrate this. Sit, breathe, and do nothing. Not for the sake of philosophy, not for the sake of enlightenment. Simply sit, observe the waves of the mind. Do not fight, do not follow, just watch. And in watching, you will discover the miracle. Your thoughts will come. Your desires will rise. Your fears will knock at the door. Let them. Do not resist. Observe. And in observation, silence becomes your companion. Stillness becomes your friend. And suddenly you will realize you have never moved. You have always been here. You have always been whole. The miracle of stillness is not something to achieve. It is something to recognize. It is already here. It is already you. And the moment you stop, the world stops with you. Sit, close your eyes, breathe. Watch the space between thoughts, feel the silence. Let it expand. Let it embrace you. Do nothing. And in that nothing, everything is revealed. And now, let the silence speak. Stillness is not absence of life. It is not emptiness or passivity. It is the most vibrant state you can ever experience. When the mind is quiet, the heart awakens. When thoughts stop, you begin to see. Not with the eyes, not with knowledge, but with the clarity of being itself. You have been taught to measure life by achievements, by accumulation, by noise. And yet the greatest moments, the most precious revelations happen in silence. In the stillness, you meet yourself. Not the person you've been pretending to be, not the mask you wear for the world, but the essence that has always been here. The tension within you comes from a single root, the belief that you are separate. The mind says you are alone, you are incomplete, you must become. And the ego constantly pushes you outward toward experiences, possessions, validation. But stillness shows you another way. It shows you that you are not separate. You are not lacking. You are already complete. Consider the story of the lotus. It grows through mud, struggling, searching for light. It does not become the flower by pushing, by striving. It simply rises, unfolds, and opens when the time is ready. Stillness is like the lotus within you. It does not force itself, it does not chase, it waits. And when you wait with awareness, the miracle unfolds naturally. The first insight of stillness is understanding the nature of desire. Desire in itself is not wrong. It is the energy of life. But the mind misunderstands it. The mind turns desire into greed, into craving, into endless dissatisfaction. When you are still, desire is transformed. It becomes clarity. It becomes vision. It does not pull you, it guides you. You see what is essential, and what is unnecessary falls away. The second insight is the discovery of impermanence. All that you cling to, your thoughts, your emotions, your plans, your memories, are fleeting. They rise, they exist, they vanish. And yet, in stillness, you touch the eternal. You touch the space in which everything appears and disappears. In that space, you are not affected. You are the witness, the silent observer, untouched by the turbulence. The third insight is the paradox of effort. Most of life is spent pushing, forcing, controlling, but the greatest transformations occur when you stop. When you let life move through you instead of against you, you find a power beyond strength. Stillness is not weakness. It is the most potent form of power because it arises from presence, not from egoic striving. The fourth insight is the awakening of love. In stillness, you realize that love is not a transaction. Love does not demand. Love does not possess. Love simply flows because it is the nature of existence itself. When you are still, you discover that love is not something to get. It is already within you. And as you rest in your own wholeness, love flows outward effortlessly, naturally, without effort or expectation. The fifth insight is the ending of fear. Fear arises from the illusion of separation, from the belief that you are small, vulnerable, incomplete. Stillness reveals the truth. You are not small, you are not vulnerable, you are not separate from life. Fear dissolves in awareness like mist under the morning sun. In stillness, courage arises, not the courage of action or aggression, but the courage to simply be. Now let us bring these insights into practice. Sit, Close your eyes. Observe your breath. Feel it moving in and out. Feel your body, heavy yet light, grounded yet free. Observe your thoughts, not as enemies, but as clouds passing through the sky. Do not try to stop them. Do not attach to them. Simply watch. Notice the moments of silence between thoughts. Those moments are the gateway. They are the spaces where life speaks. They are where the miracle exists. And you do not need to force it. You do not need to earn it. It is already here, waiting for your recognition. Do not rush. Do not chase. Simply observe. When you observe, a strange thing happens. Time slows down. The endless chatter of the mind quiets. The past and future dissolve. Only the present remains, alive, infinite, boundless. This is the miracle of stillness. In this state, discover another truth. There is nothing to achieve. There is nothing to fix. Life does not need your interference. Life does not need your struggle. The river flows, the lotus opens, the sun rises. All things happen effortlessly. And you, in stillness, are in harmony with the eternal rhythm. Life's been trying to teach you this all along, but you have been too busy to notice. You have been seeking outside what exists within. You have been running toward tomorrow, forgetting today. And stillness invites you to return. Return to yourself. Return to life. Return to the moment that has always been perfect, complete, whole. The miracle of stillness is not mystical. It is not complicated. It is the simplest thing in the world. Stop. Breathe. Observe. Be. And in that simplicity, the most profound awakening occurs. The mind resists stillness because it fears losing control. It whispers constantly, do something, plan, achieve, be somebody. The mind cannot imagine a life without movement, and yet the greatest power lies in the absence of effort. Imagine a bird in flight. It does not flap its wings frantically. It does not struggle against the wind. It moves with the currents, effortlessly, naturally. The bird does not push, yet it soars. This is the principle of stillness. You do not force life. You move with it. You surrender to the flow, and in surrender, freedom arises. Most humans live in conflict between ego and awareness, between desire and reality, between seeking and being. The ego wants to grasp, awareness wants to observe, desire wants to chase, being simply wants to exist. And stillness allows you to step out of the battle. It allows you to watch without interference, to witness without attachment, to know without striving. Let me tell you a story. There was a monk who sat beneath a tree for years doing nothing. The villagers mocked him. He does nothing, they said. Stillness reveals itself. Do not chase it. Do not label it. Simply rest in it. Let it expand. Let it grow. Let it engulf the restless mind until you are nothing but awareness. In stillness, the illusion of control dissolves. You realize you are not separate from life. You are not apart from the river, the tree, the sun. You are not outside the miracle. You are the miracle. And this is freedom, not the freedom of action, but the freedom of being. The mind will resist. Thoughts will arise. Am I doing it right? Should I focus more? Am I wasting time? Let these thoughts come. Observe them without judgment. Each thought is like a cloud passing across the sky. You are the sky. You are vast. You are untouched. You are unbroken. Now turn your awareness inward to the heart. Feel it opening, not with effort, not with desire, not with expectation, but naturally. Love arises in stillness because the ego is silent. Love arises because the soul knows no boundary. Love arises because the moment is complete, whole, infinite. Do not try to hold this love. Do not try to control it. Allow it to flow. Allow it to rise within you. Allow it to touch everything without attachment. This is the miracle of stillness. It is not possession, it is presence. It is not taking, it is giving. It is not forcing, it is flowing. Now, let us explore impermanence. All that you cling to, thoughts, memories, desires, people, outcomes, are like sand slipping through your fingers. Stillness allows you to see this without fear, without grief, without resistance. You do not need to hold, you do not need to control. You only need to be present, and in presence, everything flows perfectly. Consider again the river and the ocean. The river does not resist the ocean. The river does not fight the current. The river surrenders, and in surrender, it becomes one with the infinite. You are the river, you are the ocean, and stillness is the bridge between them. Life itself is simple. The complexity, the suffering, the anxiety, all arise from forgetting who you are. Stillness reminds you. Stillness calls you home. Stillness dissolves all tension, all struggle, all illusion. It asks nothing of you except to notice, to be aware, to rest in the present. Sit with your breath. Observe the in-breath, the out-breath. Feel the subtle silence behind each inhalation, the stillness behind each exhalation. Feel the rhythm of life, not as something you control, but as something you participate in effortlessly, naturally, fully. Notice the mind arising. Notice the heart stirring. Notice the body alive. And notice the awareness that is beyond all of these. This awareness is your true self. This awareness is the eternal witness. This awareness is the miracle that has been present all along, waiting for you to recognize it. Now, let the silence deepen. Let it expand into every corner of your being. Let it touch every fear, every longing, every attachment. Let it dissolve them gently, naturally, completely. And in this dissolution, you find peace, you find clarity, you find love, you find freedom. The final truth of stillness is this: you are not missing anything, you are not lacking anything. You do not need to strive, to search, or to force. You only need to stop. You only need to rest. You only need to allow life to reveal itself through you. This is the miracle. This is the truth. This is the awakening. This is stillness. Now let your attention settle into the vastness of silence. Let your mind rest like a lake at dawn, calm, clear, infinite. Let your heart open like a flower to the morning sun. Let your being merge with life itself, effortless, boundless, eternal. And finally, hear this not with your ears, but with your being. The river flows without effort. The lotus opens without striving. The sun rises without asking. You are still, and in your stillness, everything is complete, everything is whole, everything is love. Be still, be silent, be